It's been a while since I've stepped foot in a new Ninja Gaiden game, with the last official entry, Ninja Gaiden 3, having released back in 2012 for the PS3 and Xbox 360. About a dozen years later, Team Ninja has now teamed up with PlatinumGames to offer fans a long-awaited, fresh addition to this long-running series of titles, starring a new main character, Yakumo. So, how does it stack up? Well, let's begin with what's good. If you're a fan of Ninja Gaiden, first and foremost, the combat itself is likely your priority, and here, there's a lot to unpack. Right from the start of the game hits you with a brief combat tutorial to get you well acquainted with its systems, such as walking you through your base form of attacks, blocking and dodging, and your Blood Raven form that allows you to unleash powerful attacks at the expense of your Blood Bind gauge. In typical Ninja Gaiden fashion, being surrounded by multiple enemies is not uncommon. However, a bit later into your playthrough, you'll unlock the ability to go into Berserk state, a temporary state that allows you to instantly kill most enemies after performing certain attacks using your Blood Raven form. I found this to be excellent for clearing out hordes of annoying enemies, especially later into the game when I found myself facing what at times seemed like endless waves of them. As you'll quickly learn, it is important to develop your skills using these various techniques, as Ninja Gaiden 4 is not an easy game, even on the normal difficulty setting. Nervous button mashing and a lack of intention behind your attacks will repeatedly have you seeing a game over screen. Fortunately, there are accessibility options present in the menu for players who wish to go that route. Throughout each chapter mission, you will also find hidden terminals from your ninja clan disguised as shrines. These terminals allow you to purchase various recovery items and buffs for your character, as well as to accept side missions that, once completed, grant you rewards. These side missions are fairly conveniently found, such as by following the chapter's main path or, at times, a discoverable hidden path off to the side. Additionally, I found the terminals themselves to be fairly generous in their placement throughout each chapter. I'm unsure if this changes on higher difficulties, but I don't recall a time during my playthrough where it seemed like they were intentionally made scarce just to make the game more challenging. Alongside each terminal, you will find your clan mentor, opening up the option for you to purchase additional combat skills or step into a training room to practice honing your moves. On top of this, as you progress throughout the game, you will continue to unlock new weapons, each with their own skills to unlock as well. Overall, I found the combat in Ninja Gaiden 4 to be excellent. The movement and control over your character is highly fluid and responsive, allowing you to chain combos together and react to enemies' attacks at a moment's notice. And combat is not purely offensive either. Knowing when to guard through certain enemy attacks or even perfect dodge or block them to follow up with a powerful counterattack of your own may be your best bet as well. A continuous drip feed of new skills and weapons opens up a lot of variety in how you engage in combat, and you can experiment with what suits you best for certain enemies or to your own preferences. And all of this takes place against the backdrop of a slick, stylish environment with an almost cyberpunk-like presentation. Once you move outside of combat is when Ninja Gaiden 4 starts to show its cracks. For one, the storytelling comes off as half-baked with bland and cliché character dialogue and performances. Secondly, as soon as I got my hopes up once the game shifted to playable Ryu Hayabusa segments, those hopes were dashed as I was met with merely condensed versions of chapters and repeat bosses I've already previously encountered with Yakumo, with only slight differences in traversal due to Ryu's unique abilities. These two areas are easily the game's most glaring blemishes that are even more magnified than what they would otherwise be, given the passage of time fans have endured awaiting a new entry in this series. Lastly, I found issue with the game's purgatory gates. These are optional challenge rooms that award you with money and XP upon successful survival of enemy waves, with the option for you to sacrifice increasing portions of your health to increase the rewards. These challenge rooms, however, don't provide any unique rewards that the main path doesn't already provide, and after a certain point, I found myself with more than enough money and XP from the main game that it essentially rendered these challenges useless. Overall, I think Ninja Gaiden 4 is a fun, action-packed game that will be an enjoyable experience for most returning fans of the series to hop into. There's plenty of abilities and weapons to experiment with, including great replay value for players who want to try their hand at its higher difficulty settings or even attempt speed runs. Unfortunately, it does suffer from some repetitive level designs and undercooked storytelling. However, if you're able to look past these flaws, I believe there's still a worthwhile experience to be had. Well, that's it for the video. As always, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to be notified of when new videos release. And leave a comment letting me know what your thoughts were on Ninja Gaiden 4. If you can't wait for a new video, feel free to check out my prior videos on this channel. See you in the next one.